The Courier's magnum opus.
I'm a sick fuck, I like a quick fuck.
I cannot believe I waited 6 years for the equivalent of a man-child's Fallout fan fiction and fetishes. What about you, hellish hybrid? Walking the frontier almost makes you wish for Bethesda's writing team. Fallout the Frontier is just an embarrassment for what people compare to a DLC or even an expansion of a mod. Pushing boundaries for a game's engine shouldn't be a gimmick, and free doesn't mean you're off the hook with criticism. Although despite everything that's happened with the mod so far, it does get some things right. Always have to remember though, if a mod or even a game takes many years to make, then it'll be extremely good, which happens 5% of the time, and then 95% of the time is just buggy, broken, and maybe even sometimes abandoned. This is a mod that is really full of fan fiction, and almost all the time full of those references. The whole writing goes like this. Fanfic, reference, poor fetish joke, fanfic, reference, a whole creature race with a breeder.
Welcome to Wish for Death Island, population me.
Nuke them.
And then back to fanfiction. Frontier's dialogue also has a problem with addressing you as the courier, which was only used sparingly in New Vegas, but was just used to death in the mod.
You're the courier.
Kill Courier.
Now that Courier 6 is here, true freedom is within our grasp. I know that many believe that Courier 6 is a waste of time.
Even with fixing and removing some dialogue and making the sewer thing an additional install, it still has those fanfic references that you might facepalm at, or even just sigh like General Blackthorn himself. Also, it seems like a handful of people in the Frontier were somehow involved with the main game and DLCs.
Oh, Arcade's such a great guy. Arcade's so smart. You're being a jerk, Wellick.
Well, sort of. It's a synthesis of Legion and White Leg culture. I think the White Legs are actually using my designs now.
Is that so? Do you truly believe that the one you know as Lanius was the first to bear that name?
The only solid part of the game was the COD-like pace beginning, and the space section was alright since for the past 7 years it's been shown over and over, despite the changes in NPC models and other changes to the game. If you go in with a cheesy action fan mod, then maybe you won't be so disappointed, but you will for sure if you wait for such a long time. Since there are some decent times, and you might have a laugh from it, or just dislike so many parts. Side quests are pretty alright too, but it looks like the whole game was also focused on including many Wild Wasteland traits, since some of the Frontier team admitted that would trigger even without it. ...
and then nothing happens and the Deathclaw disappears. This will be a continuing fact as we go on. Many things in this mod were meant to be marked as Wild Wasteland but never were.
So much has already been said about this expansion of a mod, and the main thing to be said about all of this is that it was just too big and ambitious for what it was. The game needs sections to be cut, changes to dialogue, optimization, and audio need to be fixed since other noises and sections of the game can drown out the dialogue to hear it. Another major aspect was just audio leveling was horrible since cutscenes would just break it and you would get no dialogue at all and the quality of voices changing. Just know, this has nothing to do against the voice actor's performance, just that the sound need to be on the same level with each other. For a mod that goes hours on end, audio is important. It can be expected for something short, and even for someone starting off making videos, mods, music, and so on, since they're new and learning. But with a mod like this, it is a major issue. Example is, someone's voice sounding this low maybe, and the quality could be good or bad. But then the next NPC just sounds like this when you talk right at them. Or worse, in parts of the game, the voice is pretty low, but with a bunch of louder sounds drowning it out. But I guess we can just use immersion as an excuse then, right? I don't want to start pointing fingers with the teams having different changes in audio and text, but the team didn't need to be embarrassed about hiding some of those voices, or at least the quality of some of the voice work in the game. Since they only provided footage with voice work on the highest end, and sections where frame rate was extremely good.
And even just recently, they posted a performance test video where you could clearly see the FPS as they walk through more of the dense areas. And that FPS is staying consistent. Frankly, I almost at times get worse FPS in New Vegas on my machine, which is better.
Although the trailer doesn't really care about any of that. Of course you want to show the best side of your work, but it should be shown in some aspects. It's just a mod at the end of the day. As for the Frontier project, people have left the team and others don't want to be associated with this project at all. This means that even a bit more of things need to be replaced. It's also been alleged that a team member or two won't take criticism that well, but who would, getting everything shoved down your throat where it's kinda hard telling what exactly is criticism and what's just full out hatred. But hey, then again, there are claims of some of the team members even harassing and raiding another content creator's Discord. Now that the dust has sort of settled until something else happens again, is the Frontier even worth exploring? Well, if you're someone who finished a buggy Cyberpunk, then you can go in the Frontier, which is a little less buggy, but will maybe have some fixes, but it was also claimed that there might be a final build on the Steam page. As for the Nexus, who knows? You'll be screwed if you come across a game-breaking bug though. As a Fallout fan, get it if you've already played a crap ton of mods, such as New California. Then go ahead and try it out if you choose to. The game is a decent time that has red flags in development, from changes to the game, or from the different teams just focusing on different aspects and some miscommunication and changes, script focused and built around one writing aspect, and dev team members working and crunching to death on just certain parts. Lore breaking, with it being claimed to have decent lore, and much more. To summarize it all up and give it a rating, look no further than the channel that uploaded the trailers. Maybe next time.
Your toes, bring a ding-ding-em over, baby.
When will we find that we know to let go? Begin